to reveal JC, yeah.
Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
TiVoMike!
Hello and welcome to the TiVoMike Show. I am your humble host, saint, follower of the Lord Jesus Christ, TiVoMike. Boom shakala, here in the studio here in Providence, Rhode Island with my best friend, the show's entertainment guru. He's being tagged, followed, quoted, tweeted, liked, all that on Twitter, e.g. Mike84 by celebrities across the world, across the globe on One Chicago, Mike Warner.
Yeah, hey, what up, Saints? What up, Saints? Let's do it.
What's up is the word of God.
Amen.
Man. Woo! We need to do that today. Let's do a righteous recap of Fire in Chicago. I think I'm going to write to Dick Wolf. Is he on Twitter?
No.
Okay, so I'll write to him at his camp in California. I'll call it water department so he'll open it. And I'm going to say to him, I have another Chicago show. Chicago Water. And Cruz will be like the cross. So today we're recapping season 10. Too soon? Sorry. We're recapping season 10, episode 6, Dead Zone. A major security breach in the city's computer networks forces Firehouse 51 senior leaders to take matters into their own hands. Severide gears up for an arson investigation. And what's the paramedic lady?
Sylvie?
And Sylvie has a hard time with her boyfriend in Oregon. Not enough of a hard time to have called him, answered the phone when he had called.
Well, she didn't have her phone.
It doesn't
for like
matter.
Half the episode.
Ever to do it, and loved on him and took him to the airport, went with him to Oregon to help set up the apartment or the house or whatever, and at least go see what it looks like and say hello to the people since they're in this relationship together. Didn't take a weekend off. Doesn't do any of that. But she's so in love. She's so heartbreaking. She forgot her phone. So that was interesting. So very believable. Again, I think this week in shows, certain things happen where I'm just like, I'm out of the episode.
Right. What I will say is this. They should have left that out where it was.
Thank
what
you.
happened was because this whole thing with Matt going to Oregon happened so fast, that wasn't in the script. That wasn't in the filming. That literally was added in right before while they were filming. Oh, wait, we got to make it seem like she cares.
Right.
Because what she did care about was paramedicine. Don't get me wrong. We know she loves Matt, but it was the idea of Matt.
Yes.
Not Matt. Just like for Matt can say what the hell he wants, but he didn't love Sylvie.
Nope.
If he did, it wouldn't have taken 3 women and 4 seasons after Gabby left to realize it.
Shots fired.
We gave the Dick Wolf and Derek Haas. They gave the audience what they wanted. Oh, give them the. They knew they were breaking up. They knew before the season filmed this dude was going to be going before episode 8.
Thank you.
Y'all just wanted it, so they gave it to you. Now we gave it to you. Now they touching back. I love that she didn't have the phone. That made my whole. I'm like, she's gonna work now. She ain't even looking at her phone.
She's gonna do the real work. She's gonna do the real thing. She's not gonna be driving and texting,
right? And
hit a woman, and then they're gonna make a spinoff of Chicago. I Know What You Did Last Week series on.
I hate you so much. Hate you so much.
Sorry.
So, what I will say about the episode, this episode was good. It was a little dry for me in the idea that I didn't care about them manning the operating system. What I would say, what I loved about that was them saying, "Oh, yeah, we can set it up here. We're not going to get any calls because it's so dead over here." And then I loved "Give Me All the Change." Can we talk about Randy? Sorry, Cap. I was going to call his real name.
That
Cap said, "Are we getting this back?"
Yeah, I think you could just give him the money. Why they got to be quarters? Fine, we'll switch it up.
Yes, and Cruz. That was the best part.
Were good.
So the storyline was not the best.
He goes, "Well, can you at least turn it off, the ring, so we don't have to hear it ringing?" He's like, "Look," so he just does the button. How long was that there?
Since it came out?
It's called Phone 101.
That was the best scene ever because Mouch was literally like...
It's like, wow.
You know what? So, guys.
But then when they push the button, he goes, how long has that button been there? Since they built the Firehouse. That's like Firehouse 101.
I hate you.
I was yes, that is the comeback. Freaking love
Well, what I would say is this. What I love about that scene is I know somebody in the studio who used to not ignore calls because he didn't want people to know that he was ignoring the calls.
What?
So that scene spoke out on so many levels.
First of all, I was entangled with the non-answer. It was not an ignoring.
I didn't say it was you.
Oh, okay.
But okay. I mean, if you want to take it. I was saying, I used to be one of those people who be like, I'd be watching the video. I'd be mad when the call comes. But I don't want to ignore the call because I know if they know I ignore, they're not going to leave a voicemail. They're going to call me right back.
Yes.
So I'm like waiting and waiting and waiting and be like, finally, God, I was watching something.
Can we just say how funny it is that we are at a time where phone calls are now intrusive on a cell phone?
Thank you.
You would just text someone.
You're carrying.
Yeah, you're carrying for the purpose of staying connected. You'll be texting someone like, yeah, let's make a plan. And then the next 2 seconds, you're getting ready to type something and the phone's ringing.
Right.
You're like, what are they doing? Why?
Like, who told them I want to talk?
And you don't answer, but then you send the text right away again going, okay, so how's 3:30? Wait a minute. You were just on your phone.
Right. How did you not answer that?
I'm not. It's not one of those phones.
Right. Oh, it was perfect.
It's so odd.
But I did love seeing. I have to say, I love seeing the operating system.
Yeah, that was
I love
cool.
seeing how that works, even though it's not the exact switchboard scenario.
Right.
I love seeing how it, because this is real life. So here's what I love about Dick Wolf. When he puts stuff like this in his stories, it's because it has happened.
Right.
Or it could have, or maybe it wasn't as long, but it was at a time when that's what they had to do.
Yeah, because that ransomware is real.
Right.
It sucks.
Right. So I love that. I even liked how this dude rolled up on him and was like, yo, I'm calling. Where y'all at?
He literally ran to the firehouse since they didn't call and pick up the phone. It reminded me when I was living in Tucson and we lived 2 streets from the ice cream man's house. And for ice cream, we went to his house.
Right.
To the point, I have no memory of the truck being driven. I swear he just bought the truck and never gassed it up.
Parked it right outside the house.
Everyone, we'd see the truck, go to his door, knock on the door. He would come out, get in the truck, and sell us food.
I think he made the system.
Yes.
He didn't have to drive nowhere.
At all. So it reminded me that when he ran, because we would all, no one walked. The ice cream man's house. It's like, hey, no one's answering this phone. And then they try to be like, where's the nearest thing? Is only 20 blocks away. And Cruz like, no, it's 4 seconds away.
Cruz like, we're right here.
Boom. Well, how are we going to get this approved? I'm Boden and I'm supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Yeah. I was like, yeah, they're back.
Right.
I
will say, so right, I'm a little hurt by the show.
Aww.
Because we still haven't seen Kid in like 3 episodes. I love Kid.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Like, I don't even need her with Severide. I know we get them together, but we're getting him right now. So where's Kid? Like, I know she's in Boston, blah blah blah. Can we get Kid back, please?
I know this is unpopular. I kind of like that Kid's gone for a little bit.
Well, no, I will say the first couple episodes I liked
yeah.
her not being there. But my whole thing is like, you took away Matt. Boden gets to stay, but I don't want to lose the growth. Like, you guys did so much goodness with her growth at the end of last season.
Yes.
That you can't.
But that's why there's not
fall
left.
off.
Because now she's already a leader.
And I guess, right. So I guess that's they kind of pigeonhole themselves for the moment. So I get it. But at the same time, it's like, let her say hi. Like, hi, y'all. Threw her in there like, oh, we already called Kid in Boston. Let her know Matt's leaving.
Yeah.
Like, could we have at least gotten that phone call?
No reaction.
Could we get like it was just like
FaceTime.
Yeah. Like, so to me, it was just like, because that's a big
nothing.
change in the house, and she's not here.
It's a
for.
major change.
So that was
and they were all roommates,
right? So that was my thing. Like, I'm not saying I want her back for every episode because I get it. You gotta do what you gotta find the stories that make sense.
Yeah.
But you change the dynamic in the house, in work and at home.
Yeah. You changed
and
everything.
she wasn't there for it.
And I hope they do, because again, I just don't like rom-coms. I don't just listen.
Right.
Just put out fires with some water. Get some water.
I will tell you this.
He sees the priest on fire and doesn't get rain from heaven Let me grab a blanket.
What I will tell you, what I will tell you is, so I asked people who work in the fire department.
About the water.
Yeah, and they said that they don't use water until the scene can be verified as cleared.
Right.
So the show is realistic because they don't really ever give us much after clearing the building. And then once they do, we usually get the couple squirts of water. That's why you're seeing the episodes. But they can't do it while it's on fire because the water essentially will make the flooring and stuff unsafe. Right. So if the fire is going and they're putting water, you can't actually save lives inside the fire, so then the firefighters can't be in it.
Okay.
So I was laughing because I'm like, oh my god, I'm
Finally.
so blonde that I didn't think of that.
I didn't know that either.
But then I'm thinking like, oh, well, that makes sense because if the structure, if you soak the ceiling, it's a ceiling for this house, but it's the floor for the
other house.
So that's why it's a matter of clearing it, getting them out, and then getting the water.
So I'm wearing orthopedic shoes. I stand corrected.
But I did ask because it was the same thing.
They have a system,
right,
where you
show us a little bit more.
Yeah, you know how we have the
fire extinguishers.
Yeah, put that hose is a giant extinguisher.
Right.
I want to see stuff coming out of something to put the fire out.
Right.
I don't want to walk in and the fire's still going, yo, can we hear me? No, it's so weird how every time there's a fire, our walkie-talkies are kind of not that good. Wow, we haven't created the better technology after that. How about we put out the fire?
Well, they were using Energizer and not Duracell.
And not Duracell. And not Duracell Power or whatever. Right. Oh, which one do you want? Do you want power or do you want it to work? I want it to work. Thought that would be both. So I'm like, it's so distracting.
Right.
Because the fire is ablaze.
Right.
The whole time. They're in the building for 39 minutes of the 40-minute episode.
Right.
And can't hear nobody. Where's Severide? Where's Kid? Where's LeBron? Where's James? And they're all in the thing, and then something falls on them. You know why? Because the fire is still breaking down stuff.
Right.
How about you put the fire out with a fire extinguisher? That's why you put it in our houses. You put it in commercial buildings.
Right.
You put it everywhere. Y'all don't have one of those on that truck?
Right, right.
You got a hose that's water for nothing because it's going to destroy a structure. But you don't go with like... even like some kind of extinguisher of your own that comes through the nozzle of a suit and just...
Maybe next season. We'll get that.
Something. Tired of seeing this fire.
What I will say is, I was very happy to see Wendy Seeger back.
Which one's who?
That's the lady with the Tyler Perry wig.
I don't know who that is.
She's the investigative, the female investigative fire arson lady.
Oh, she's wearing that's a Tyler Perry wig? Wow, I did not see.
Here's the deal. So Tyler Perry put out a really bad movie, a really good movie. But all of the, hey, we need black stylists because you guys don't understand. And then you get them half-ass wigs on the women in the movie. So it's not her fault because NBC doesn't do ethnicity. Nope. So her wig is horrible. And it's not horrible because it's a wig. It's horrible because you can tell it's a wig.
I didn't even know that was a wig.
I only know it's a wig because Andy Allo is the actress.
Right.
I love her. She has a show on Amazon called Upload. Amazing show. It's coming back for like, I think, a second. If it didn't do a second season, it's a third season. But whatever. It's about to come back for the next season. So I love that they did it. But I love that I was wondering when we were going to see her again because I know Severide being a detective is not over.
Right.
I know he's never going to cross over to PD.
No.
Because he likes fires and he likes arson. So that's his beef.
And she even said, you have fun with this. Don't worry.
Right.
She goes, you're right. I do.
I love that dynamic that we bring. So I was waiting for her to come back. And I didn't want them to bring back some new person. She's just enough where you can keep her recurring and here and there.
Yeah, because there's always going to be like maybe 2 or 3 stories a season. Right.
So a lot of people on Twitter, you guys are trolls. You all hated and were mad. They all were mad that she came back. But they were more mad because she's like, oh, let's grab a drink. Like she doesn't know he's with...
grab a drink to be friends.
Right. Well, I told you, Chicago fans.
Oh, they think it's going to be sexual.
Well, they make everything that you see what they do with Crockett just because he smiles.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like,
well, he does, and he also doesn't have distance.
Right. Well, because he's got vaccinated.
Their lips are here. But that was good. That was good. He's vaccinated. He's following the science.
Yeah.
So. But all those deaths, and now we need boosters. Don't worry about that. Follow the science. So here's the lip is here. His lip will be there.
Right.
He's just like, it's going to be okay. He goes, I do, back up.
The microphone isn't on my mouth.
Yeah, it's totally good. Thank you. You can tell me that from over there. You see the distance Dr. Taylor is?
So yeah.
She still got pushed.
So I think what they were, I truthfully think, because initially she did.
It's not right.
I think.
Sorry.
I think initially because when they first introduced her, everyone took it as she was interested in Severide. You guys are dumb, and I'm going to say this, and I want you guys to tweet me and tell me how much you hate me calling you dumb.
And where are they going to teach
EGMike84 on Twitter. EGMike, the numerals 84 on Twitter.
Boom.
Because in the season when she was introduced, she showed a lot of interest in the blonde guy who just left the show.
Thank you.
She was never interested in Lady Gaga's leftovers.
Nope.
So shut up about this nonsense.
Lady Gaga isn't even interested in her leftovers. Hence why they're left over.
Well, we'll talk about that off here because I heard some other stuff that was real funny about her
Is
making
that
a wrong
right?
choice. Well, because she made a wrong choice. She left him for Shia LaBeouf, supposedly, and then that became
that
a
didn't
thing.
work out.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Wow, Shia.
So
He needs Dr. Charles.
I want him on the show.
Yeah.
I want him on
Shia, come on. Is he on Twitter?
I'll look.
Get him on Twitter. You can get everybody. Get Shia.
Okay. Well,
I think
I can't get Ruzick to get a damn Twitter, but whatever.
Because he's not.
He had one when it first started.
His assistant is probably.
Yeah, well, he had one when it first started, and then when they started hating on his character, he said, you know what, sign off. You know, these soft men in Hollywood.
He's just trying to find Ritter's backstory. I don't know what's happening there. So I think, first of all, let's bring that up. I love Ritter and Gallo.
Right.
I love their dynamic. This is so hilarious.
It's one of the best dynamics on the show.
When he couldn't spell something, and then he said something to him, like, I forgot what the line was.
Right.
He said, because Hermann found because someone spilled the juice. He goes, that's serial killer writing. He goes, spell cereal.
He said, no. First off.
I loved it.
Do you know what I loved about that? Here's what I loved about that. One, serial killer writing.
Yes.
Really?
Thank you.
Because it's neat?
All things.
Because it's neat?
And tiny.
Right.
Remember, it was all, they do it like
because
those
on the
block
line
letters.
paper. Yes. Yeah. What I loved about that more was,
spell cereal.
What cereal would he have spelled?
Yes. Would he have done Cereal or Scrial?
Yes.
It was just so, but that line, and he delivered it like, and they cut real quick.
Right.
He goes, spell cereal.
And I love it even more because, like,
line.
Again, we don't have a full backstory for Ritter. We don't have any backstory for Ritter.
But we know he's a spelling bee champ.
As soon as he said it, spell cereal. And it was no pause. There was no hesitation. It came, and it was even
Gallo's
funny.
look was like, and they go, cut. That was brilliant, guys. Now that's lunch.
It was perfect.
He goes, I thought it was breakfast, but I'm bumped.
That was good. So I truthfully love the dynamic. I did miss Violet this episode. I don't know where she was at.
She was with
Sylvie.
Sylvie.
I just, you know what it is?
Because I think they took a week off
of the trio
because the girl is trying to hit on Gallo. So I think they're going to bring that back.
Okay, the brewery lady. Okay, because I love,
which is hilarious. Let's call her a translator because she drunk translates for the guy. He'd be like, I
like how he was like. I like how when Gallo came up with the answer. I know it's last week. He came with the answer. He was like, he did his little gun thing, like, see right there. I'm like, you didn't know what he was going to say, bro.
What was going on?
But you're probably going to save for that. But I will say, you know what it is? I like her a lot. She does a lot in her presence. Like even when she doesn't have a lot of lines, her presence on scene,
it's beautiful.
It's felt. So it's like
natural,
right? And her with the trio,
yes.
The three of them
it's magic.
Like it is. It's the worst kind of magic because I hate to say this, but like I'm not going to put it out there. But if something changed on the show, this could replace. I wouldn't feel bad. It's kind of like what they're doing with Mad with Scott and them coming in.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just. You guys are actually doing a good job with the potential of transition. I get it. Chicago Fire's on season 10. They're the longest run in Chicago. So I understand why Matt wants to go.
That's because they don't use water.
Right.
So the structure is sound.
It's sound, yeah.
For another 23
I understand why he
seasons.
wants to go to Oregon for a couple of, and I like how they even wrote it. He even said, girl, this is only for 3 years.
That's it.
I'm going to try this movie. It's probably going to suck, but I'll be back.
I'll come right back. I'm leaving it open.
Right.
It's going to be totally good.
So I love that. So,
I'm going to pull a Stabler.
Right. Just not for so many years.
I'll have Chicago organized crime. And me and Sylvie will be the cross on each episode all the time.
What I will say is
Chicago paramedicine. That could be their own spinoff.
That could definitely be their spinoff.
Yeah.
That could work. That could work.
I
Mouch
like
is
that.
good at it.
Yeah. Yes. That is a dynamic.
Right.
They're really good with who they're partnering up.
And that's what I like. When they do
They're partnering
pair
up
them
really
off,
well.
they pair them off well. I loved
Boden
Mouch.
with his assistant.
Right.
Love that.
That's the best. And you
That's
know what?
a daughter-father to me.
Every time I look at her, I'm like, where's the backstory that this is a daughter that he didn't find out that, like, I don't want that to be the case, but because it's so great when she just the way they interact, the dynamic.
Or she finds out that
Plus,
Ritter's her father.
because his wife.
I'm just saying that, we don't know. We don't. Sorry, we've lost entertainment for a little bit. He's sorry.
I hate you so much.
He goes, spell father.
That was really good.
Sorry.
That was good. That was good. But like I said, I like their dynamic. I have to say,
so good.
I loved Mouch's passion for running the operations. I love that it was systematic. I love that I love that even when it got too much, I love that Hermann had to be the one to send them off.
Yes.
Go take 5.
Take a break.
Take 5.
That was the first 5 ever. He didn't have breakfast, lunch. Because he was like, I'm done. You shouldn't have had juice over here.
Oh, he was.
And now the phone.
Who's writing this?
Yeah. That's a serial killer writing. That's him. Spell cereal. Like, it was just all bump, bump, bump. It was like.
Even in such a serious moment.
That's what I
mean. It was still.
They got the comedy.
Yeah.
And I like the address. He was like, I can't say what he's like. You're at 314 Leroy Street. He goes, it can't be possible. That will take them into Lake Michigan. He goes, oh, okay, well, whatever. Like, he just knew.
He was on it. Yeah. Yes. I love that. I love seeing that. And I think that's what made me give the appreciation for the episode of seeing that.
Yes.
I wish it didn't take up the whole episode.
Yeah.
I wanted more of the arson investigation because first off, you guys,
that was more interesting than
let me tell you guys,
911.
Mrs. Entertainment Guru was very unhappy that y'all lit a cat on fire.
Thank you.
You was about to get.
And not only that, they made it worse because then in this episode,
the kid
not
has
only
a
did
cat
they say, that was worse too. Not only did they say they set him on fire, they're like, and they set the path to let the cat do the work.
Right.
So now you have this image of this poor cat trying to flee, but he's causing. God, I was like, are they mad at PETA?
Thankfully, Mrs. Entertainment Guru didn't watch last week when they first showed it, so she
God.
just caught them talking about. She's like, I'm like, don't worry, it's fine. It's not no real cats or harm in the making of this episode.
Which is why they had to show the guy petting one.
Right? Yeah.
Like, see, he lives.
He's here.
Like, no, that ain't the one. That brother was charred.
I know that thing looked so bad.
He looked like Terrell Cruz or whatever his name is. Looked bad.
But I will say the arson investigation. I love these episodes.
Me too.
So I like to know that there's more than just putting out fires, right? As a fire department, there's more than just, we come to fires and we have the ambulance.
They do everything.
So I like to see, and I love that it's real. It's not like half-assed and not just throwing it in there to throw it in. It's actually like an investigation. There's another department, so he's not.
It works.
It's not some random lieutenant being a detective by himself.
You.
He actually is working with the other department to determine the cause, to determine.
Yes.
Because
it would be something that's kind of short, budgeted.
Right.
And we would borrow personnel.
Right.
It's all realistic enough.
Right. And I just love how they're spinning it in. I like that they're keeping, because my thing was when they introduced it last season, it was a nice take to give the show more growth, but also give the character opportunity to just be more than this one dynamic.
He's more than that.
To give him an additional piece was nice, and I was nervous we were going to lose that because of how everything ended last year with filming, and then I was like, you can't leave it out. Now. So I liked it. I love what we're doing. I love what we're getting. They
follow the science, and they're ready to film shows the way they need to. And what I liked about Severide, I think what's brilliant about the growth for Severide, and they gave it so much opportunity, and this is what they should have done with Kid, but they brought themselves into a corner with her.
They did.
Was with Severide, he's a mentor to the new scouting talent within the base. So he's going to they set it up where he's going to eventually be with Gallo to mentor him. And they're waiting because Gallo said, I'm not ready. So that gives the writers plenty of seasons.
Let me ask
they don't
you
have to rush to it.
I'm glad you brought this up, but let me ask this question, because here's what hurt me with that, right? So this is what hurt me with Matt leaving. We got that very passionate response when he said, you're interested in truck. And Gallo was like, no, I'm interested, but I haven't mastered this yet. I'm not going anywhere.
Who said that to him?
Gallo and Casey had this conversation when Casey found out that he was kind of wondering about. He was asking about it. Remember, he asked Cruz
that's right.
on that day that he got pulled off.
He got pulled off. That was the best.
So
he goes, I didn't know he had just gotten fired.
So when Casey went to him, he said,
"Spell fired." Sorry, I'm sorry. They're gonna make sorry.
You can do that every time now. I love it. But when he did that, for I feel like it's the right
balance.
Not so much balance, but the right angle to give why he jumps the truck.
Right.
Because he gave Casey this very heartfelt response, and I'm not leaving yet from Engine.
No. Because
I haven't mastered this, but I want interest later.
Yes.
And then he gave that to the guy who's supposed to mentor him in it, and then that guy leaves.
No, Severide is the mentor.
Well, but Severide's the mentor for truck, not for the Engine. Casey was the dude.
Wait, what's the difference?
So,
I thought the same thing.
Because Casey is the guy who essentially runs the Engine, but Herman's the one there because Casey's in that chief-ish position.
Wow. So I'm confused. So what's the engine versus what's the truck? Isn't that all the same?
I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to tell you I know the difference.
Wow.
What I'm saying is,
that's why I thought it was all one thing.
Severide always runs out on one truck. Herman and Casey were always on the engine or whatever, because that's how they call him. They always call him truck this and engine 81.
Oh.
So he said, I'm not leaving engine.
Right.
And I still have a lot to learn. And he said to the person who's kind of mentoring, because, I mean, Herman can mentor him.
Because he said that to Casey, and he goes, I'm not ready because it will be leaving Casey for Severide.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but then Casey leaves the next episode. So now it's like...
So now he can't master it, which is perfect for the writing.
Right, because now it gives him a chance
to... a lot of years.
But my whole thing was...
They don't have to rush, because you know they would have rushed it.
Right,
if they kept
and that is true.
Casey here... They'd have to make it like, do you remember? And he'd have to master like in 4 moments. And then they're like, now we wrote ourselves in the corner. Like, let this breathe.
Right. It gives time to develop it.
He's like 18 years old.
But I just felt like
he's with his buddies. He's making beer.
His heart out. And then and he's like, yo, I'm out.
I like that he left though, because
I'm happy he left.
Yeah, it shows that he's a jerk. Because I love how the show last episode tried to make everyone's reaction at the end be, oh, so it's so sad. Let me come back and let's all say goodbye. This you mean you're the heart of the world, Casey, or whatever. I'm like, the dude made a decision to leave in 2 seconds. He didn't go through any of that with y'all. They didn't have not one scene where they showed him walking around Oregon.
He didn't even do that with his girlfriend.
With his girlfriend. They could have had a scene, if they had to fast forward it, they could have done it as a montage.
Right.
Him walking around Oregon. Because again, if you're leaving, that's a big deal. Like, even if you're just I'm contemplating leaving. Right? That was obviously a thing.
Right.
I can just go. I have no ties. Boom, shakalaka. But like, no. My God, kids are here. My best friend here. It will be different. Then we got to do a podcast on Zoom, and it's not going to be the same. It's going to be a delay. If I start saying a funny joke, then you would be just ending and saying something. Then we'd interrupt each other for the moment,
isn't there.
and then we'd both stop waiting for the other. But then we both did it. So now there's this awkward silence, and then it's like what Casey said to Sylvie on the voicemail. We just never catch each other. Like text. Text her. You don't miss anything.
That was my thing.
Who calls in 2021?
That was the dumbest line. If you miss, what happens when you miss? You text.
You text.
Oh, hey, just want to let you know. Give me a call when you get a sec. Love you.
That's it. Send it over. Send a picture of the house with the boys saying, "See, they're doing good" or whatever.
This is what you're missing out
we
on.
Need some help. and if nothing changed, then you need to be FaceTiming with them, saying, "This is your mama-like person,"
right?
Because that's my girl,
right?
And we're raising y'all together, and we just don't. We only
show some dishes in the sink and say we could use a woman's touch,
right? Something, and just say hashtag not sexist. But women just know how to look. Dawn does it. It's always they show all of it. Y'all are good at that. Y'all clean those dishes.
That's right.
If we do it, there's always a crumb that stuck on it one
little
day.
Spot.
You're like, you just don't feel as clean no more. Y'all don't want us doing it. Clean the house. Clean it. Another edit. Doggone it. Both episodes. It's okay. I give up.
It was the same one.
No, because the other one was med.
No, it wasn't. It was in this one.
No, it was med.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was in this one.
Nope, it was 2 meds. I remember. I remember going, doggone it. It's okay.
I gotta fix
Because
this
that's
thing.
life.
It is life. I'm
Because
sorry.
one day when we are multimillionaires and someone else is editing, I'll be like, I remember those days when I couldn't just hit upload. Nope. Had to listen to it again.
I'm sorry.
Hit pause.
Made you cut it out.
And then cut. And then push. But that was the episode. It was so good.
It was good.
Everybody's paired up well. So now you got Boden with his assistant. You got the trio. You got Mouch and
Herman.
No.
Mouch and Sylvie.
Sylvie. And then Mouch and Herman. That works out too. Cruz just with his wife because he's dad.
Yeah, I like
now.
it. I like that we're getting the realness of that. Like,
yes,
being a dad, a new dad,
not
just
getting advice from them. He goes, "Yeah,
I
you
like
have to
that.
learn not to have only coffee."
Right,
I learned that the hard way.
I like he said. I like how he gives Herman the second look. Like Herman don't got 5 kids.
Thank
Bro,
you.
you better listen to anything Herman tells you.
Everything, and he's fine. He only had one problem with his son in one episode, and that got fixed quick.
Right.
Because he said, "You ain't going out like that." And I like how even that weirdo who wanted his change back, he's got his 2 buddies.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, the only one who does not, again, is Cruz because he don't want to see no one else run for that door. And I respect it of him. He's now afraid of doors
And
water. Which is perfect because they don't use water anyway. So I thought that's a perfect fear.
I knew he was going to say.
I just thought that's good. So let's see. What's a good line from Mrs. Doubtfire? Why in God's name are you just like a woman? Oh, darn. I wanted you to meet the host of your new show. Host? You Virginia Doubtfire, dear. I specialize in education and entertainment of children. Surprise! Bye-bye.
The TiVoMike
shout
Show
out to Damon.
The TiVoMike Show is produced by Michael Jefferson. Our soundboard operator is Mike Warner. And our theme music is by Eric Dano. A special thanks to all those who make it so we can be here. Damon, that's you. And our great listeners. That's it for the TiVoMike Show. I'm Mike Warner. See you tomorrow when we guide the lost TV viewing saints to the myriad of banal TV shows amongst the low-hanging fruit. Try the next great addictive series.